Good morning, beautiful people of Earth. This comes from How You Know Court Has No Jurisdiction. And for all you Karl Lentz lovers out there, this video is just for you. Oh, yeah, and it's also for Karl. Anyways, just to give y'all some backstory, Karl and I know each other. I've spent a couple of weeks at his house. He came down here to watch the full lunar eclipse. So anybody who saw that video on his WhatsApp group, he took that from my buddy's driveway. Personally, I haven't ever really had anything against him. But I did see that he did a lot of wrong things to people, and I did not necessarily agree with him. He says here, the very last thing I ever said and will ever say to John was he's going to get arrested for contempt of court, and poof! A few days later he did. Now tell me I'm not a effing bleep psychic, but he wears kinda big boy pants now. He wants to be a man in court. So be it. Hint, he is clueless. Karl, this is hilarious because I've actually never seen you walk into a courtroom or ever go in to help somebody in court. Also, if you watch the video, you'll realize that they never got jurisdiction over me, and they filed the paperwork 3.5 months after they put me in jail for contempt of court, which means that they never actually had a real legitimate reason or charge to throw me in jail. But with your great grand superior knowledge of law, I think you knew that. Yeah. Anyways, I like true Israelites. He says, okay, you said that already, but offer no solution. Where are your kids at? Because Karl got his kids taken away from him, and he has yet to get them back. His sisters have custody of his children, and Karl never had custody of his children. The whole thing with Alabama is that his mom got the kids. She's the one who got custody from the court to have the kids. Karl never got custody of his children. Did they poof back into your spiteful, degrading arms? True Israelite, this is a holler out to you. I like you, man. I like you. You're funny. If you ever wish, just contact me, 'cause I'd want to holler at you sometime. Anyways, here comes Karl again. LOL, laugh out loud, 'cause that is pretty funny. They are exactly where I want them to be. I guess it's all the eyes that Karl is. The two between his head or in his head, and all of the multiple egos he has. I couldn't have set up social services any better than I did. Yes, I set them up. LOL, you think I did not set them up? LOL, I planned this the whole time. Wow, Karl. You plan to have your kids and your children taken from the state and put into foster homes and ruin their entire life? I mean, sorry, man, but even for you, that's cold, brother. That's cold. You shouldn't play with people's lives like that.
We all knew Just Conspiracy was going to get arrested for contempt of court. We just didn't think it was going to be over something so stupid. No, we all knew it was, well, most likely going to be for contempt of court. We just figured you did something like actually spoke out and called the judge out or some shit, not helping someone stand up.
An 87-year-old man is that.
I mean, that was just stupid. We were like, oh, this is disappointing. We knew it was going to happen, but come on, at least do it for something good.
So who all knew it was going to happen?
Oh, pretty much everyone who knows you.
This comes off of my personal cell phone. It was at 1:13 in the morning. It was from Karl Lentz. He was a little upset that I left his WhatsApp group. And he says to me, always remember this: contempt of court, contempt of court, contempt of court. And when it happens, think of me, because I won't be around to tell you I told you so. Contempt of court. Hopefully, you swinging a hammer and will never be crazy enough to ever walk back into a courtroom. And if you do, and is contempt of court, just smile and say, holy beep. Contempt of court, remember me by that. Have a nice life. Well, actually, you told me I was going to get, held in contempt of court was the last thing you ever said to me. But honestly, the last thing you ever said to me was have a nice life. But I guess, that's not too out of character since you lie to everybody. I wrote you back and said, you too, man. Thank you for everything you did. I'm just on a different path now. One world love and peace. Because I don't hold anything against you, brother. I mean, I appreciate what you did. You just don't help people and you lie to everybody, including yourself. After I left Carl's WhatsApp group and he got so upset, I started getting messages from people who were still in his WhatsApp group. And then Karl Lentz says, and then is drug dealing Jonathan from South Carolina decides to pull out of this group because he didn't like how I talked down to everybody in this group. Your opinion ain't nothing different than people's. Everybody has one of those too, Karl says. And then this pot dealing Jonathan from South Carolina decides to leave this group and protest because he doesn't like how I talk down to the people in this group. Like, somehow I believe I'm better than everybody else. It's not that I'm better than everybody else. It's that I look at the community as a whole, that I don't look as the individual all look at we have a social contract and it's a certain standard and conduct we want from our children, and what she did was not tolerable in any decent society. Sorry for the choppiness. It's really hard to read his unpunctuated ramblings. He doesn't use very good grammar. And then I got another screenshot. Yeah, but what's funny, that guy Jonathan, that man who dealt drugs since he has been 15 years old, he had the balls to leave this group because he didn't like the way I was talking to everybody. He actually got a judge fired because she was doing her job by holding a man who was dealing drugs in a community. Karl actually doesn't know what really happened in that whole situation. Karl just doesn't make any sense. When he gets really angry, he just kind of rambles on. Yeah. He also doesn't know I've been selling drugs since I was 15, and just for the record, I don't sell drugs. I have a kid, I have a life, and everything I do is so that my child can have a better future. Just for the record. After I got all of these text messages and screenshots saying just a few of the things that Karl had been saying about me, I decided to write him a private message so that he would get all paranoid and think that all these people are watching them for me, and Karl's kind of paranoid anyways. So you can see this is from my phone. This was on February 2nd. Dude, if you're going to talk bleep about I on your page, use proper grammar. Do not give me compliments of firing judges. And good God, don't tell people I left because you treat everyone like bleep. Where did all that come from? Oh, one world love and peace. I never had any conversations with Carl about how he treated people. Of course, I didn't like the way he treated people, but honestly, if people are willing to put up with it, it's none of my business how he treats people. I would never, ever, ever let Carl talk to me the way that he talked to a lot of people. We had a different relationship than most people had because of that. Like, I wouldn't bow down just because he had some type of knowledge. I had spent years in a law library, and I went up to help him on his farm to get that last 1 to 2% of information that I thought he had, and he didn't have it. It didn't take too long for me to realize that it was kind of a con game, but he still was very intellectual and highly intelligent to talk to, so we kind of kept up a, a relationship, a friendship. Now that's pretty much over. And since he wishes to come out and start talking crap about me, well, he should have looked at the other videos I made to attorneys that I don't even know. When somebody starts attacking me, they are giving me the moral consent and opening up for me to come back on them and show the flaws that they have inside of their own life. And Carl, thanks for showing everybody what you did and a new way of thinking. But seriously, man, get a hold of yourself. Do something. Be productive. You are counter-revolutionary when you go out there and you start attacking the people who you should be helping, who you should be working with, who you should be supporting, because everybody, if we don't start coming together and being unified, the other side is going to slaughter us. It's just like what happened in Nazi Germany. First, they went after the dissidents. Then they went after the communists. Then they went after every other political party who opposed them. And then they started going after the Jews. They didn't just go after the Jews. They started taking these groups of people out one by one because it's a divide and conquer strategy. Please don't allow them to do that. Much love, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, Jonathan, it was just me, and I got Billy on the phone. You still there, Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to talk about habeas corpus with you, with that lady and the husband, with the pot. So, yeah, call me when you get a chance to. All right, okay, bye.
I am just conspiracy, and I just wish to conspire with other good people of this planet to leave a better world for future generations than the world we all grew up in.